All right, let's bring in meteorologist Kristi Gordon now with a look at our weather forecast. And things are looking a little more promising for the snowpack, Kristi.
A little bit more. We're not totally out of the woods just yet, Sophie. So the latest report from the BC River Forecast Centre on the BC snowpack, and this is looking at the snowpack on average as of March 1st. So keep in mind, it doesn't include the amount of snow that we've seen just in the last few days, but we're at 73% of normal, so that's 27% below normal. 73% is fairly good. It is similar to what we saw in February, despite that we had a little bit of a dip with a very dry period, and then we sort of came out of it again. And it's better than where we were last year. We were only at 60%, 66% of normal last year. So we're in a little bit better standing. But considering the persistent drought that we've had across the province over the last few years, the current and the fact that we're about 80% of our snowpack so far. So meaning we still have further snowpack to accumulate, but we're sort of nearing the end of it. So the current trend is expected to persist, meaning that as we head into the summer months, we still expect to have below average snowpack and a concern for drought. Now, it's not the case right now. We've got significant rain across the region that will take over the province. We saw rainfall today, and we will continue to on and off tomorrow. And that moisture is going to shift into the interior. It means snow for the mountain passes, especially on Thursday, and it means rainfall for lower down, and a strong southeast flow expected overnight tonight. Watch for that tomorrow morning. Strongest winds will be through the Strait of Georgia, gusts up to about 70 kilometers an hour, and that's could impact the ferry, so better check with them just in case. For those of you in the interior, dry conditions until later tomorrow, I should say, but for our region, we're expecting periods of rain. Definitely a time to keep your rain jacket handy. A little bit drier on Thursday, but not by much, Sophie. Overall, the week is looking fairly wet. Back to you.
A lot of blue sky down there in Antarctica.
Yeah, like to see some more blue sky up here, Kristi. Well, there's some in that picture there behind you.
Yes, but this is just a picture. It's not what's happening outside. You know, we've had a lot of rain lately, and we have more on the way, but it has meant some great snow for the local mountains. Sorry, all mountains across BC, not just the local mountains, and we have more of it on the way. Now, the BC River Forecast Centre just issued today their analysis on the snowpack, and it goes up until March 1st, but on average across BC, we have a snowpack that's 73% of normal, which is similar to what we saw on February 1st. February 1st, it was 72% of normal. And then when we look back to last year, we're doing a bit better. Last year, we only had 66% of normal. So we're a little bit better, but we're still below average. And in general, we have about 8 more weeks of snow accumulation potential. So a lot can change. However, in general, the BC River Forecast Centre is considering that the current trend will persist, meaning that there'll be less of a concern of flooding in the freshet season, but still a concern of drought as we head into the summer months. And I wanted to quickly show you this map, which highlights the areas across the province. There are a number of areas in the greens and blues that are doing fairly well, just below average, but one area in particular at a red, and that is the Chilcotin region, which is only at 16% of normal. Now, they are getting some moisture right now as this frontal band shifts in, and it means rainfall for all of the south coast tonight and into tomorrow will be come and go, but it means snowfall for the mountains, and that's the case for the interior regions, not only tomorrow, but on Thursday also, as a huge pulse of snowfall shifts in. Again, lower down, we're talking about rainfall. It's mild enough. I want to highlight the fact that we have windy conditions anticipated tonight, tomorrow morning through the Strait of Georgia with gusts up to 70, 80 kilometers an hour. There's no warnings in effect, but you may want to check with BC Ferries before heading out because the winds are right up through the Strait of Georgia. But for Metro Vancouver and for the South Coast, we're anticipating rainfall throughout the day tomorrow. Possible breaks across Vancouver Island later in the day, a daytime high of 8 degrees for our region, and that's a little bit warmer than what we saw today, thankfully. A little bit of blue sky on Thursday, but overall the trend is looking pretty wet, but it is a reasonable temperature that will get a ton of snow in the mountains. Speaking of snow, Paul Cook captured this shot as he was coming back home to BC. He said this was Jasper National Park, a beautiful shot indeed of the snowfall there.
Rockies look beautiful covered in snow. Okay, thanks, Kristi.
Was a favorite of many a global BC camera person.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't the one on Davie like open all night practically? It was open quite late.
I don't know, but I went there for lunch on one of my very first outings as a BCTV reporter.
Those camera guys always knew
Find
the
the
best
right
places,
spots,
right?
yeah.
The right spot.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, waiting on a little bit of sunshine later in the week.
Yes, exactly. So Thursday is when we could see a bit of sunshine, but we still have a chance of showers. So it'll be one of those days that'll be a bit hit and miss. But tomorrow's certainly wet. Make your ski plans.
Yeah.
Right now, because spring break's nearly here and it's looking good.
Lots of good snow, too, it looks like. Thanks very much, Kristi.
No.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, all.